Hey everyone, so have you ever wondered how to invest in a simple and low-cost way? As an investment researcher with over 10 years experience, I've seen my fair share of investment strategies. So join me because in this video, I'm going to run through passive investing and explain how you can use it to grow your wealth. So let's get into it. So when I started to work and earn a salary in investment, I wanted to find a way to invest my money. The problem was I was no good at picking individual stocks, nor did I want to learn how. I thought it was extremely hard to do. And I also didn't want to pay active management fees because I thought they just, were a bit of a rip-off, essentially. This was actually ratified by my experience at work, where I saw how much of investment returns could be taken by asset management fees. And actually I observed how many managers actually failed to beat the market on a regular basis. And that is when I came across passive index investing. So passive index investing is basically just investing in a fund that tracks common index, for example, the S&P 500, and it aims to do that, keeping costs as low as possible. The idea is to keep the fees low and keep the drag low from frequent trading, i.e. the T costs. It's a long-term buy and hold strategy, and the aim is that you're able to profit from just the overall gains in the market over the long term. It's also nice and diverse, so the S&P 500 obviously has like 500 stocks in it, which means you're not taking too much idiosyncratic company risk, and it's tracking the big kind of stocks in the indices. So passive investing was pioneered by John Bogle, who wrote this book, The Little Book of Common Sense Investing, which I thoroughly recommend. And it's also ratified by Warren Buffett, who we've spoken about before. And Warren Buffett obviously is known as the Oracle of Omaha. He is an expert stock picker, but he actually advocates that for the layman, they shouldn't be picking their own stocks and they should be investing passively. This book was actually really fascinating to me. I wish I found it earlier in my career, but obviously talks through all the implications of high fees and transaction costs, and also some of the behavioral errors that investors make when they buy and sell, and how that arguably over time is value destructive. John Bogle, by the way, founded Vanguard Group, which is a famous provider of passive investment funds. So passive investing was the answer to all my issues. I started to invest a small amount of money each month from my salary and managed to benefit from the growth in the equity market over time. I also invest passively in my pension scheme, and that allocates a certain amount each month from my salary and from my employer into that scheme and into passive investment vehicles. Passive investing is also very common in the institutional space where I work, so it's not just individual investors that can invest passively, but institutions do it as well, so pension schemes and insurance companies. And that's because they also recognize the benefits of having extremely low cost, and also recognize the benefits of how hard it is to beat the market, even as a professional. You don't have to invest passively in equities. You can invest passively in all sorts of asset classes. So bonds, real estate, even infrastructure. Lots of institutional investors do this, and you can probably find passive indices for these markets if you would like. So there we have it. I've been passive investing since I started earning at work. I've definitely seen the benefits of it, and I've definitely not had to spend much time on it at all to recognize the investment gains that the market has given. I think the fees I've paid have been around 0.2%, so 20 basis points, which are much lower than your average active management fee, which tends to be about 1%. And I would also advise looking into the fees of the platform provider you're using as well, because they can be quite high and detrimental to your investment returns. So there we have it. If you want to hear more from me, don't forget to check out this video here.